Hello, this is Shankar from System-Based Labs. Today we are diving deeper into the final and most critical layer of validation, trust. We've built our foundation on life cycle management, audit defense, and change control. But the structure is still vulnerable. The vulnerability is bias. It's not just a technical error, it's a failure of representation that can collapse a system. A model is deployed after rigorous testing. Its performance metrics on average look perfect. Accuracy is high, confidence is up, but averages hide the truth. When the dataset isn't fully representative, entire patient groups are left in the shadows. Certain demographics, age groups, or rare conditions are underrepresented. Now the model performs well overall, but fails for them. During an audit, if you point to high overall accuracy as your proof of fairness, you have already failed the test. The auditor wants to see subgroup performance. They want to see how the model behaves across different populations and conditions. If that data is missing, the gap becomes a liability. This is not just a technical issue, it is a profound regulatory risk. The correct approach starts with dataset validation. We must proactively ensure representativeness across all populations. We check for coverage and balanced distribution. We don't wait for the auditor to find the holes. We fill them ourselves. Next is performance analysis. We don't settle for overall metrics. We slice the data to see the granular truth. We evaluate subgroup performance, searching for edge cases and failure scenarios where the model might lose its way. Then comes bias identification and mitigation. If it fails there, we adjust the data, the model, or the thresholds. Then we revalidate. This ensures the system is not just technically sound, but fundamentally equitable and safe for everyone. Now, let's talk about the human moment. Audit failure. It happens in real time. You are confident, you are answering. Then the auditor asks something deeper. You realize your earlier answer was incomplete. This is the moment most people panic. They defend the wrong answer to save face. And that breaks the most important asset, trust. Do not defend a mistake. Instead, use the recovery method. Pause. Acknowledge the question. Say, let me clarify that point for you. Then re-anchor. Remind them. The system was validated at a specific point in time based on defined criteria, and it is maintained through continuous monitoring and controlled revalidation. Now you are in control again. Recovery is not weakness. Recovery is control. It shows the auditor that you prioritize the truth over your own ego. Traditional systems validate logic. Machine learning systems validate behavior over time. That is the fundamental shift. Regulators don't just want to know that it works, they want to know it works safely, consistently, and fairly for all. Trust is built through control, through consistency, and through continuous awareness. From validation to trust, that is the evolution. Now, before we close, let's quickly bring together what we have covered in this session. We started with bias and fairness in machine learning systems, especially from a regulatory perspective. We discussed why dataset representativeness is critical, particularly in clinical environments where patient diversity matters. We explored subgroup performance analysis and how models must be evaluated beyond overall metrics. We walked through a real bias failure scenario where the system appeared accurate but failed for specific populations. We clearly understood why overall accuracy alone is not sufficient for validation. We also examined an audit failure scenario where contradictions in answers exposed gaps in validation thinking. Then we moved into a live recovery strategy. How to respond when you realize a mistake during an audit. We discussed the importance of re-anchoring your answers using the structure validated at a point in time, maintained through continuous monitoring and controlled revalidation. And finally, we brought everything together into a single idea. Validation is not just about proving a system works. It is about building trust. Trust through control. Trust through consistency. Trust through continuous awareness. From validation to control to trust. That is the evolution. This is Shankar's view. This is Shankar from System Based Labs. See you in the next training session. Best of luck and goodbye.